ibxtoycat, and this is an end city, one of the big goals that I have decided that I could almost never do in this world because I can only go 64 blocks above the bottom of the world. This is what makes me a caveman, and these are enemies which famously knock you higher. However, this is something I am going to prepare myself to do. It's going to take a lot of blocks and a lot of mental preparation, and so in today's video I'm going to be building something rather fun and dashing for my cave while preparing for the two structures I haven't taken down yet. One is obviously very cave-based, and we're waiting for it to come to bedrock, and the other of which is an end city, and which I finally decided, despite the challenge it will bring, to attempt in this series, where if I go above Y64 on the end or never, or Y0 on the overworld, it's over. Gonna be a lot of fun, but let's jump into the caveman series. It's been a little bit, huh? Speaking of things that have been a little while, I'm glad that people are enjoying the thumbnail, and also, I'm glad to see you all here today. For the caveman, we are back. It's very exciting. This is one of my favorite series. I honestly, it was one of those things where, like, I enjoyed doing it a lot, and a lot of people, like, looked at it and went, like, what's the point? What's the goal? What's the objective here? And I always thought, but you living in a cave, that's the fun bit by itself. And so personally, I'm going to work on some of the fun things I've been wanting to do for a while. One of those is clearly going to have to be finding a use for all this netherrack. I have what some people might describe as too much netherrack. I mean, if there can be such a thing. And the second of which is going to be building a permanent house-looking structure. I do have a base and I do have a portal. I have all these things, but none of it really feels connected together. I know my way around this world, but it'd be nice if it was just a little more guided. And so that is something I'm going to be working on today. So, yeah, this is Caveman Part 9. A lot of people saw the squiggle on the corner of the thumbnail and wondered what it was. It's a 9. I had to make this one myself. We're we're off. You know, I fired the whole graphics team. The graphics team is one person, and now I am the graphics team. And I think you'll find I do such a good job that we don't even need better thumbnails than this. Anyway, so with that said, let's kill these skeletons. Let's make sure they are gone, and then let's light that area up. I know I need more torches all the time, but if there are mobs spawning directly in front of the entrance to my base, then that is a problem. Also, yeah, in case you like the thumbnail, Cat has very graciously offered that the highest tipper on this stream will receive a real life, a copy from Cat. I'm sure she'll sign it too. And if you want to get your hands on that, because it is an artwork, it's something you could hang on your wall, you could put, you know, on your private yacht, you could, you know, you could put it in your bathroom. It would go in literally any context. And so if you want to have such a beauty yourself. By the way, thank you so much for the 10 gifted memberships, Chris H. Indeed, I want the art and hate I go out. Chris H. So first of all, that was from Red Knight. Should I email you my realm link for review? Yeah, if you can, that's a good idea. Send it to, yeah, send me the realm link. I think email is probably the wrong format, but if you're worried about it going out into the public via Twitter, then that's a good system in my opinion.
Art and ibxtoycat.
Chris H, you are officially the current highest bidder for the IBX toy art. Some have said that it is the next, I don't know many modern artists. Andy Warhol is a name I've heard many times. It's the next Andy Warhol. It's basically a piece of art. It will only, you know, art only ever appreciates in value. And so really it's a smart, sound investment that Chris H is making right now. Anyway, so, yeah, this area right here clearly could do with some more calcite to go on the ground here. And this area right here could also probably do with kind of a revamping. I have the clear grounds for a storage area and the clear grounds for a house, but I think it's important that we have this all have a facade, because right now it's a cave within a cave. And caves are cool and all, don't get me wrong, but I was thinking, wouldn't it be fun if we had something that was more than just a facade of a cave, but instead was a, you know, a real looking house. And so, given that this is my kind of entrance in and out of the house, why don't I take right here, this big spot, and build a beautiful home, and then you have to walk through the home to get from this to everywhere else, and then we can make nice little pathways from here to everywhere else. Obviously, it would have to involve some stairs and some fun bits going everywhere, but I think it would be a slightly more elegant way to get through this big cave. And so, it's going to involve 2 ingredients, I think. If we're going to make a house in a cave, we need a type of brick, if you will, and a type of wood. Everyone knows that's how you make a beautiful, beautiful home. It should be as close to a pictogram or pictograph as pictographic. Also, by the way, thank you, Kit Karuni. The graphic needs to be a sticker at the minimum. I'm glad. You know, I'm glad that people enjoy my art skills. I do put a lot of effort into them. I'm glad that shows. Speaking of things that show, Scoopsky Cat. The delay was perfect for napping. Thank you. TCIY. So yeah, I'm gonna go grab all of my deep slate bricks now because that's gonna be the basis of my new home, or rather, cobble deep slate and turn it into it. We need 11, 132 times 4. We need about 8 stacks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We'll take the deep slate bricks we've got already. And then we're going to need some of our wood that we already have. And we're going to build a few basic things to go along with that. So we're obviously going to need, for example, a bunch of floor. We're going to need a door as well. I think that's a very important thing. And we're going to build the most beautiful thing you've ever seen internet. It's gonna be wondrous. It's going to change your expectations. Also, TCIY is Toycat is yes. Oh, it's like thank God it's Friday, or make love and die. What's the Star Wars one? It's not make love and die. It's live long and prosper. It's the same thing, really. You know, if you get down to an abbreviation, you know you're officially cool, and I guess that means I know what I officially am now. So yeah, we're going to start with the basis of this. We want to kind of make it fit into the space around. Oh, are there diamonds up there? How long have there been diamonds up there? Anyway, so I'm going to leave the diamonds up there because they look pretty. In fact, I think I should put some diamonds. I should like go silk touch some diamonds, put them around my house. I think I probably got enough diamonds for the whole series. Ooh, we need mending pretty ASAP there. But, you know, outside of that, we've got enough diamonds for the whole thing to go. And so now the only question we need to do is work out how the cave front, the front of this is going to be. Because the back obviously has to line up somewhat nicely with this. So we could have, you know, actually, let's place some blocks and let's work it out. So this could obviously be one of the corners. So where this block is right now is a corner. And then it's got to go another 9 blocks this way. So 3, 4. This would be a doorway, which would be a little bit cramped. So we'd have to either widen it or move that 1 block to the right. Or move the whole thing a block or 2 forwards where it won't be as cramped. Yeah, that makes sense to me. If we make the doorway over here, then that would be much less cramped and would be a very, very good idea. And so we're going to go with it. And so then the only concern there is... also, thank you very much, Diggin' Truths, for becoming a channel member. 423. I love to see some progress. So, please don't make this a square, says Ryan. Okay. I'm making a promise to you right now, Ryan. My new house shall not be a square. I'm going to use the powers granted to me by the Building Council of Minecraft to make sure that I do not have a square house. Because who wants a square, right? I mean, squares are for squares. There's no better way to put it. Also, make 200 days live. Toycat says CC2510. If I do 200 days live, I want everyone to know that will be a world record for one of the longest Minecraft live streams without breaks. Maybe the longest without breaks. I don't think it's a good idea. I don't think anyone thinks it is a good idea. But just so you know what sort of investment we're talking about there. Reason for a review is the exposure. It's a one-of-a-kind realm, but I'll leave the judging up to you. So Twitter is also fine. Yeah, if you don't mind it being public to other people, Twitter is better, I would say even. Because emails are just... emails are the place where people come to you with things that they get upset with you if you haven't responded to them with. You know, emails are a bad place. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9... 10, 11. Okay, so we've got the basic idea sorted now. So then 4 blocks this way, and then 4 blocks this way. It's all vaguely in line. Now we're gonna place our door. One is going to have to go over here, of course. There's a lot of blocks in the way here, but that's fine. And then one of the doors is going to go over here. Even that feels a little too high, but it's fine. We'll work on it later. And so yeah, you might think there's a bit of an issue with my home and that the front door and the back door are misaligned. But we've got many other issues, so it's great. Emails are where complaints come to die. Yeah, the one thing I like about emails is unlike every other social media, there's no read receipts, there's basically nothing in email. It is the same as writing I guess that's why people call it email. But it's like writing an old school letter. You send it and it's almost a proof that it's there are some things in the world that are more for the sender than the recipient. And emails and your regular mails are a classic example of that, in the sense that you are sending this not because you are trying to do something for the person you're sending it to. It's kind of for you. And I admire that because when people are honest about their intentions, then other people are allowed to be honest about the way they receive it. You know, if people can get real quick into guilting you into being like, well, you have to do this thing or you're a bad person. By speaking of, by the way, being a bad person, Ezra Morgan, thank you for becoming the 424th channel member. You know, I think that officially means that there's no way to say you're a bad person because only good people are Toycat members. Definitely a true stat. Don't look it up. Anyway, so an important thing to do now is we have to work out exactly how the inside of this is going to work. So the bottom is all going to be wooded. It'll be just wonderful. But as far as the top goes, yeah, I think we're going to... Okay, so we're going to go up 1 block. Yes, nice and easy. And then we're going to go up 2 blocks. So 1, and then 2, and then up to 3, and then up to 4. This is entirely doable and entirely realistic. And then this can be the 2nd floor of the home, which then means we just have to have an attic room coming in here. So, wasn't the last stream, first last stream getting Netherite? Where go? The last stream was getting Netherite. I don't think it went amazingly for me. I honestly realized that I don't need Netherite before I need mending. I want Netherite, but if you look at my gear, it's all pretty strong. The extra durability isn't going to help me until I have some real mending stuff to go with it. And, you know, when it comes to getting mending, there's a few choices that we have available to us. Also, ooh, where did you come from? See, this is why you need to secure yourself against these threats. But yeah, I just kind of realized that that doesn't make sense anymore. So now we place these blocks right up to that corner. And we're also going to place a bunch of planks because this level right here is going to be all planked up. So again, you might look at this and say it makes no sense to you. But let me tell you, this is going to be the most beautiful house the world has ever seen. Also, Alyssa Greaves says, do you play Geometry Dash, Toycat? I played Geometry Dash a long time ago. I played the Xbox 360 precursor as well. I forget what it's called, but like the jumping game with the... I love that there's a whole community around it. I would love to... But when I last played it, it was just a set of levels and then it was done. So I think that's cool. I might be mixing up with another game, but I like Geometry Dash a lot. It's I like any game, like, you know, it's wholesome. Imagine playing Minecraft, then years later discovering there's like a community of people who also play Minecraft. I guess, honestly, every single day there are people who subscribe to the channel who are like, wow, there's a whole bunch of people playing this game. And to me, that seems illogical, but I think that's because I, you know, spend a lot of time on YouTube. It's my primary, you know, thing right now. And so for a lot of people, it's not their primary thing. They just hopped on and it's like, wow, there are people who talk about the best and worst biomes. I'd love to hear what this man has to say about the mob vote this year or whatever. Interesting premise to me and maybe to many others. But yeah, there we go. We've now got a bottom floor. It needs a bit of work, sure, but the top floor is looking wonderful. Maybe you could do with a torch here or there. We are going to let light in via some windows. So we'll have a window over here, of course. And then we'll also have a window matching that on the other side. If we're going to have windows up here, it just makes sense to have the same windows down on the ground. I think they're always surprisingly a block further out than I expect. So all the way over here. And then also all the way over here. Make sure that now that we've got the window, we have to have the supporting blocks on either side of it. So at least make it look vaguely homely here. And there we go. Chat, are you liking the house so far? What was that? That was scary. Okay, so there's a little cave up to the top right of my house. It looks like it might cause me some problems in the future. Wait, okay, wait. I'm going to do the most fun thing right now. So after, I'm going to... Okay, so first things first. I'm going to finish off this skeleton. And, oh, there we go. I did the thing. I thought that would kill the skeleton, but I entirely misjudged. I'm sorry. You know, some days you think you can do fun things in the world. He's managing to move to escape the blocks that I'm breaking. But he's gone now, I'm pretty sure. I'm 80% sure. Anyway, speaking of things I'm 80% sure, this house looks appropriately Toycat-ish. I like the hardcore hearts, they always look angry. That is one of my favorite things about them too. There's a real, what are you doing here and why am I a part of it attitude to them, which I've always found charming. Okay, so now we're going to put this downstairs. It obviously is going to go in a nice little space over here. Just mine our way over to it. Could really do with one of these, I think. Lovely, great idea. And I think there's a chest that goes to the right, but we'll ignore that for now. We'll also make some stairs. We definitely need some of these. So stairs here and there and there. And it looks like another set over here. Wonderful. And, you know, while we're here, something we could definitely do with, just like a little bit off, is maybe some sticks. We can take the sticks and we can make some ladders, I think. It just, you know, it seems like a good idea to have ladders. Everyone needs ladders in a house. Because otherwise, how else are you going to... Yeah, it's not going to be possible to get to the attic otherwise. And so, having some of these is a very, very smart move. Then what we're going to do is we're going to place just a few blocks up here. We have to have them be about 3 blocks away. For now, this will do us fine. Just, you know, it's a set of blocks to show our commitment to the idea. And, yeah, the, also, hardcore coming to Bedrock in 1.21. I do believe that... Like, I've started to lose a little faith in the idea of hardcore to Bedrock, because this is the update where it makes the most sense. It's combat adventures. What would make a combat adventure more exciting than the idea of doing it for keeps? You know, playing it not just for giggles and lulz, but having a real possibility of, yeah, you might lose everything. That sounds, to me, like the very idea, the very embodiment of, what hardcore should be about, what a combat adventure should be about. They seem like they should go together perfectly, but I don't make Minecraft, sadly. You know, maybe if we stage the right coup, we can get that happening. But in the current situation, I don't make Minecraft. Yeah, we got to now build this into a beautiful thing. Toycat, what's your Y coordinates? That's a good point. Yeah, we got to be real careful about that. We're getting pretty dicily close to them, huh? We go a little too high on this, and we might be in some hot water. Make a few jumps in the wrong directions. Could go pretty badly, I reckon. So yeah, now what we do is we just place some of these, and then some of these, and then a few more of these, just so we can place one of those. And then once we place one of those, it means we can... Oh, yeah, we're at -2 now, chat. Getting real scary out here. And then we place one of those. And then that's about as good as we need to see right now. We obviously have a whole other side going on here. But that's something we can get to when we get to. So, I'd love it for hardcore to finally be on Bedrock. Don't jump, says Flume. I do have to say that jumping is actually bad for you. It's been scientifically proven. You know, one of my favorite things about the internet is like there was this like real age where we thought that the internet would be a force for good, where like, yeah, facts will start to rise to the top, and then we realized like very quickly afterwards, like, oh no, people are using the internet to do what we always thought humans were doing, but they were never too present to do. And just using it to justify their pre-existing biases, like, I think a lot of people are very... If you don't like something, you're going to spend a lot of time researching evidence on, like, well, actually, that was proven to be terrible for you. Jumping's actually been proven to be bad for you. And so, if you think that you're doing a good job... I think the craziest one is, I think it's running, is... it might be jogging. It's one of the two that, like, came out at some point in the last 5 years. It's like, oh yeah, running is terrible for you. And it's like, well, yeah, it's bad for your joints, but it's still good overall, right? Like, we come to slight consensuses about things being better or worse in an isolated environment, and some number of people take that and go, well, guess that means I'm never doing this thing. I was so right never to exercise. What a good decision I made. And it's like, well, I don't know if that was... this isn't meant to be the takeaway. Minecraft YouTuber proves that exercise is actually bad. Yeah, there's a lot more people lining up to hear about the fundamental, like, I think there's a bias that I can see in my very own success or failure of my channel, right? Is that people would rather see something that is like a surprise, a hot take, you know, something like that, like something that's like, oh, this isn't what most people think. Whereas it's kind of dull to watch a video. I know in like every field I'm in, this is kind of true. So like if you something I find interesting is like finance and money management. Some people are really bad, and some people are really good at it. Some people are really humorous at it. It's an interesting space in my opinion. And so love swimming. Go at least twice a week, says Carlisle Victor. So right now, I believe swimming is one of those things people say is like, yeah, it's just really good for you. It's got like it's low resistance. It's not bad for your joints. It's, you know, people have a lot of good things to say about it. But, you know, it might turn out that chlorine water gives you cancer. Like, you know, basically everything we do has some, like, unintended consequence somewhere down the line, right? It's a fact that we've all come to realize a long time ago. Also, what does this guy trade with me? He doesn't sell anything yet. I think I have to sit here and do some librarian spamming for a bit. That's what people say is their favorite thing to do, so maybe we're gonna have to do that next time we get a villager trading nerf update coming. But for now, I've got feather falling for a new pair of boots. But I need protection, really. I need mending, I need protection, I need unbreaking, because all my tools are slowly but surely getting closer and closer to that point. Although actually, you know, I've got the XP and I've got some lapis. Let's enchant my shovel. It's a small thing to do. Oh, in fact, I don't even have the bookshelves right now. I can get 22. I'm breaking free on my shovel, but that's not really gonna do the job for me. I could also enchant some books a bunch of times and just roll the dice, but that's not gonna get me mending, so we're not gonna go for it. Did you know that people could drown in water? Says Cat Lord. I've heard this, and I might be wrong, but the percent of people who can swim is drastically going down over time. And so it will be a funny, maybe the opposite of funny thing. It will be a weird thing at the point where people say, yeah, actually, the risk of drowning is so not worth the less joint damage. I think anyone smart can look at things and say, there are trade-offs to everything in life. Some things have small health benefits, but huge health downsides. Like, smoking is always the classic example of this. Like, there are so many downsides to smoking. There's a tiny upside in the form of, like, well, actually, did you know that if you smoke, it has some really minor effects on certain illnesses. At least it's even perceived. It's very hard to say. But the overwhelming effect is you get addicted, and that is bad. I think this is why people generally say social media is bad, even though it's like one of the best inventions we've ever had, is because, yeah, if you... Oh, that was unexpected. I think social media is one of those things where you can just massively overdo it really easily, and if you are to do that, then you're gonna be having a bad time, right? So, also, it was weird, they didn't make any noise. I was kind of expecting it to. Did I go temporarily deaf? Our bone mill's out, and we don't have any more wood. So we're gonna have to make the wood that we have last as long as we can. It's gonna be fine. We're gonna make it work. My GF
finally accepts my love for Minecraft since I showed her cherry trees. Her house is still at risk of fire, unfortunately. I'll try to help her. Looking handsome as ever.
First of all, thank you very much. Lag is great. You know, you're doing the good work, helping more people stay vaccinated against house fires. But second of all, I want to say, you know, I appreciate the tip. Always good to see you again. Third of all, gotta say, crown still goes to Chris, who is currently on track to win a piece of artwork so great that it can only be found in the halls of some of the greatest artists, and also on YouTube as a thumbnail. It's something that you know you're second place for, though. Your bid's doing wonderful. Also, Hunter Robertson says, nice haircut. Thank you very much, Hunter. I appreciate it a lot. I did kind of, I think there's always a fear when you go for a new style for something, as to, like, what exactly, yeah, I think there's a fear when you try a new style of something, that you're going to, be perceived entirely differently. I think one of the funny things about people is we always think the worst of other people because we have these, like, demonic thoughts inside our head, like, oh yeah, they look so terrible like that. Why are they even thinking it? And then we realize, like, oh, actually, most people are pretty nice. Even if only outwardly, it's still, most people are incredibly nice people who aren't going to do all the terrible things that you're imagining they're going to do. And, yeah, if, I think, I think the worst comment I got about it was someone saying, like, oh yeah, your hair looked terrible before, Toycat. And that's a good sign that, like, someone feels confident enough to say they hated my hair before in relation to how good my hair is now. That's if nothing else, a sign that it's improved. It is kind of a funny thing that, like, being on the internet means everyone gets to have an opinion about you. In a way that is actually quite strange, right? Like, I feel like you're allowed... you know, this is an instinct, I think. One of our worst human instincts. But, I'd be lying if I said it wasn't a common one. That, like, yeah, you need people to be able to gossip about. It's something... it's one of those, like, almost base-level human needs. Like, you know, people gotta be able to say opinions about other people. Because it's weird. I've looked into, like, the biological reasons why a bunch. And there actually is a bunch of science that suggests that, like, yeah, gossiping is really important for people because it's a great way to show, like, oh, who's on the, you know, who's on your team, who's not on your team, like, who, you know, you gossip with people who are of similar, like, status levels to you, and about who you gossip about is also interesting. There's a whole thing about what gossip does for society and status and stuff. By the way, I got a new tip from taxpayer 170225. Remember those Minecraft books? I'm thinking of the one with building tips / recommendations. Would be cool to see your rendition. Yeah, one of the most popular videos, my editor at the time, like, was begging me to make a video on it, and I said, oh, I don't know about it, and I think it was, like, one of the biggest mistakes I've ever made. But there was a, playing Minecraft the way the guide intends is, like, one of the most popular videos I've ever seen. Because Minecraft is such a weird thing. Also, I guess that's why I don't gossip, because I'm no status society. I think the simpler thing is, like, the type of person, there are types of people who will gossip, right? It's not an everyone thing. But even, you know, like, talking about people, talking about things, there's a lot of psychological things we can dive into on why you would or wouldn't gossip. But the simplest version of it is that, yeah, I don't, a lot of people don't, but also almost anyone can be lured into it in the right way. You know what, let's do it right now. So guys, what do you think about Notch having a party mansion from his money that he made from Minecraft? You know, I think a better example of this is it kind of tied into what I was saying about, like, how people will look at research and just say, like, oh, I think this thing is bad. And some people go worse and do research and say, you shouldn't be doing this thing, actually. Because one of the weird things, one of the weirder takeaways from the Harry Potter series is there's a character in there that is designed to be the embodiment of just everything wrong in the world. Like, I forget her name. It's not Rita Skeeter. It's like Dolores Umbridge. There's a teacher who just hates things that other people enjoy, and like actively like harms people for not following rules just for the sake of following rules. She loves the idea of rules, even when they collide with the real world, right? And it's funny because I feel like that character is an example. The person who created that character, maybe even too, of like, yeah, there is a whole bunch of people in the world who really do just, yeah, they wanna tear something down. Not because like, not on its merits or its failures, but just to have an opinion on someone and something. And it's probably not ideal for society. Speaking of not ideal for society, I must not tell lies. You know, it's true. People should not tell lies. In general, I would make that. I would carve that into my hand repeatedly if I started telling lies. I think that's how the curse worked in the books, right? But yeah, I know. I think looking at like there's very few creative billionaires in the world. Like the very nature of capital and finance and everything like that is that in general, making money is its own talent. Being very talented will make you a millionaire. Being incredibly top 0.01% talented might make you a hundreds millionaire or a tens millionaire. But billionaires are like in general, as if you look at the list, like there's one field and it's business as a whole. You know, like turning money and making it into more money has to be your talent, beyond a certain point. And you know, there's a lot of points you can make about the distribution of that and so on and so forth. But also, I think I'm gonna go into this cave here now, and I'm gonna go and kill some skeletons. I've got looting 2 on the sword. I can get a lot of bones. I can finish off my beautiful home. And I can use that. And then I can start the preparation for the end city. It's going to be a lot of fun. By the way, I've got a new camera set up right now. Does it look like I'm looking directly at you, chat? I'm reading Toycat Best YouTuber from Artica. I'm reading Jeff Shannon. Being exceptionally talented will get you a job as an electrical engineer, and you'll make a salary plus get benefits and maybe have a nice 401 contribution. It does look, says Kit Kat. Yeah, it does. Is that good? Do you like this? You're definitely looking into my soul. I'm reading your comments right now, but I'd say it looks like I'm looking into you, but I actually am. That's just the... Also, I really want to mine a whole vein of iron. I think I have one right here. I don't know what I'd do with that much iron. Make a bunch of iron golems. Make a bunch of iron golems? And I guess I'm kind of thinking about that the wrong way around. I could make a big minecart track, I guess. That could be a lot of fun. You know, yeah, if I've got the gold, I just need redstone and some iron, and I can make a fun minecart track in my world. I like that a lot. Yeah, because going to the stronghold is something I'm kind of dreading. So if I made a nice minecart track there, maybe I'd dread it less. Stop looking into my soul, says Dasher. When Rem Review, says Hungry Wolf 95. When Realm Review, simple answer for you is... Also, should I just keep trying to level up? It's a fun idea. The answer for you about Realm Review is it's going to be recorded soonish, and then it will be uploaded soonisher after that. The earliest you can imagine is Friday, if everything goes to plan. But just assume everything doesn't go to plan. I mean, you're watching a live stream that got delayed an hour and a half because I couldn't get my camera to turn on correctly. But now I can turn on my camera and I can read chat comments on my camera. Wow, I live in the future. I really am living in the big bright future with all of you. So such a shame. I'm never gonna play the new Minecraft update since I'm never updating, says Meme Machine. I'm sorry to hear that. It is such a shame indeed. Okay, this is scary, but I have to live in the darkness if I want to get... Oh wow. Oh wow. I'm always surprised by how... Okay, what's the... Oh, that was bad. Yeah, I think that's the logical thing. I'll work on the farm so much so that I get enough resources that I can start bone mealing them. And then if I can get some pistons and stuff to go with it. Yeah, it could be a lot of fun, I think. So, gosh darn it, my internet is so bad today, says Dasher. I'm sorry to hear about your bad internet. Have you tried turning it off and on again? If not, have you considered that you might need to consider turning it off and on again? That's the first step. Consider considering it. The second step is to consider it. The third step is to do it. Also, I love that if you have a creeper explode at this layer, it basically does nothing to you. It's a very nice world we live in. Yeah, a lot of minecart tracks would be good. I need at least 1,200 of them to go to my stronghold. But if we could build one of those, it would really improve the world a lot, I think. Yeah, one of the things I think is a shame about this world is I don't have any big projects. Okay. And so how do I make those big projects? Easy. I'm going to make this work. Also, stream is fine. Chat may start trolling low. Oh, wait, really? Interesting. Chat, have you considered turning it all off and on again? Again, it's a common issue with the world, is you haven't done that. No, I had so many issues in Minecraft today while I was recording to be honest, I was recording a seed video. It took me... there's always this pressure after coming back after a while, and I was like, I'm gonna take that pressure and like double up on it. This is gonna be the best seed video anyone's seen in a very long time. I'm very proud of it. I'm looking for a decent number. It'll keep the lights on. Yeah, I did refresh and it seems to help and turn the stream quality down. Yeah, it shouldn't be that there's an issue. I wonder what could be causing that. It used to be quite frequently that YouTube servers would have issues. Like, I could prove on my end that the data was getting to YouTube fine, and YouTube had issues handing it to people. But I don't think that's happened in a while. I would hope that is not happening right now. So we've got one more thing I need to do after I empty my inventory, which is work on this calcite right here. I also need to get enough wood to... Yeah, I'm going to need a lot of wood, so it's a good thing I got a lot of bones. We're going to work on our building so that we can go out into the world and feel strong about it. But first, let's eat some carrots up. I have no space for carrots, apparently. So throw the stick on the ground, and then 2 carrots. That's something. Should have used fortune, really. Do I have a fortune tool? I do. Place the carrot down. And just slowly but surely make things nicer. The melons are, I think, solely going to be used. Like, is there anything I can use them for otherwise? Like, I think I can use them to get bone meal. No, they're not very good at that even. So maybe we'll take the melons and we'll trade them with villagers later. Yeah, it seems logical. That's what we'll do. We'll get a silk touch tool. We'll make it all work. But for now, let's get some gold. Oh, there's my ancient debris. I knew I left it somewhere. So chat, I'm missing one ancient debris to make a full set, right? I guess I can make armor. No, wait, yeah, I can make six things netherite. But let's smelt those up. Maybe we could even let's smelt up some of this. Just throw any extra ingredients in here. I've got a lot of mob drops. I believe I have a specific place for mob drops. One of these is a good mob drop chest, so that goes in there, that goes in there, and that could go in there. And just look at that. We're slowly making the world slightly nicer. Then we go into this chest where the raw iron can go, alongside some charcoal, I guess. Is that really the levels that we've gotten to? We have to make charcoal to get around. Make some torches to remove that inventory item. Go into here where we'll throw our gravel. We're gonna need a whole gravel chest. Jeez, how did I pick up so much gravel? Yeah, do you ever just find 23 netherite in your furnace? It happens to it happens to all of us, right? I'm pretty sure you'll just sometimes find a bunch of netherite scrap. It's a very nice thing when it happens. But yeah, now we can throw the gold into the chest. It's a bit weird to have it in there, but it's weird not to have it in there too. And now we can start to do the rest of this stuff. So let's bone meal up our trees. And then use the trees to finish the house. And then also work on everything else that's around here. Because that would be a nice thing. So this tree has already had a couple of bone meal, so we give it another one. Oh, I think it's just in a non-growable place. So this seems like it's a good spot otherwise. Yeah, I did it first time. I love when that... honestly, the new bone meal system, and I'm talking new as in like about 8 years old now, not a fan of it. They should go back to the way it was before. This is a very niche rant, but can you, if you could please entertain me, chat. It used to be you could immediately bone meal things, and it wouldn't let you bone meal it if it wasn't going to work. And so that had a really nice benefit of you not looking like an idiot so frequently. Whereas right now, I look like an idiot all the time because I genuinely have no clue, is it going to work or is it not going to? I think I want to do this on stone, by the way. You know, it's moss blocks I want to do it on. So someone can turn them into rooted dirt and get more dirt and so on and so forth. But yeah, it's something I'm a big believer in. I love the old system. Sorry, new bone meal system is more balanced since old bone meal system was OP. I think you could probably, if you wanted the balance of the old system or the new system versus the old, I think the fair way to do that is you could do something as simple as like, okay. Also, do I want all of this amethyst geode to look the way it does? No, I've clearly started mining it, so let's continue to mine it. Get some more calcite to make the bridge to the house. Or do I even want more calcite? In my mind, I guess I could just not use the calcite too. In my mind, I was going to use the calcite for this section here, but I feel like I rethink myself a lot. I second guess myself, and I think that might actually work better as a bridge. Although rather than a bridge, we could kind of go for like a diagonal kind of widening on either end, so we could get a little bit more on this side. Almost like an arrow. Yeah, I kind of like that, actually. Yeah, it's an arrow now. That is exactly what I want from it. And so it is perfect just the way it is. Put one more gravel in away. And then let's go place our wood into our... Actually, we've only got five pieces of wood. That's not many pieces of wood at all. We're going to make a bunch more moss into bone meal. And indeed get some more azalea trees, which we'll use to make more moss and get more bone meal, and the rich get richer until everyone's dead. Anyway, I love calcite and bone blocks for design, says Diggin' Troops. Yeah, I think any of the white blocks are seriously underrated. White is a very neutral but also very nice color. An underappreciated color in lots of ways. So we're not going to bone meal this one. Just does not work. And so instead, we go a little bit deeper in. Place a tree over there. And yeah, I have no good vibe for when a tree is or isn't going to work. So let's now try move that over there. Place that. That looks like it should work, right? I should be able to bone mill this. It's a little bit further from the... Whoa. Nope, I'm wrong. This is the slight problem with the new bone mill system. Is you're just never quite sure when it's good or when it's bad. Like, is that fine? That's not fine. I'm wasting entire bones here. Maybe I shouldn't be making bones in such a narrow valley. But, you know, who are you to tell me I can't do that? Let's celebrate the first super on a live stream, says The Struggle. Oh, that's pretty fun. This is the first super on the live stream from The Struggle. But also it's a good sign that most of the tips so far have been Streamlabs. Obviously, I like that people tip wherever they feel comfortable tipping. It's a thing that is massively appreciated regardless of place. But it's also really cool when people use the particular method that is the method on YouTube involves YouTube taking a fee. The method on Streamlabs involves it not. And so it's a way of saying, yeah, this is specifically because I want you to have it. It's not just about the message being there or anything like that. It's something I really appreciate. Speaking of things I appreciate, give us craftable calcite, please. At a bare minimum, give us calcite stairs and slabs. You can do it. I will defend Mojang on lots of points. People say they're lazy because they develop 20 features a year. It's like, well, you know, I know you think you could make 20 features a year, but like actually, I don't know that you can. But the thing that makes me mad is when there's something like, I don't know, calcite is a good example of like, yeah, Mojang says endlessly like, yeah, well, we can't do this thing. It takes a lot of work. Except then they give us an example of something that doesn't take a lot of work, and they take a long time to do it. And it's like, but what was the deal with that? Like, there was an update. It came out in the span of like a few weeks where they made 14 different variants of stairs and slabs. And so now after, you know, I feel like it, given that they all have the same textures, it doesn't take a lot. Since they flattened out the item IDs, it's a bizarre thing to say, yeah, we're not going to add calcite to the game. Because then they're saying, once you've identified things that take very little work, it's like, okay, so there's got to be a good reason for why. There's got to be something there's got to be a valid reason. So like, there's a game design reason it's not there, and it's like, oh yeah, because they said crafted stone material, maybe this isn't stone. But then sometimes later they'll change their mind, and it's like, so we could have had tough stairs this entire time. Right now, I could be building out tough stairs if I wanted to, but just because we're proven some point, like they saved them for later so that they could like, I don't know, it sits the wrong way with me that Mojang waits till they want to use a block to add it to the game. I do not even hate the idea. I think there are some real situations where that. Also, by the way, thank you, Sal. Good to see you. It's a good time to cut me off. I wasn't getting very productive on that rant. Besides, I want calcite stairs and slabs, and the only valid reasons not to have them went away when we got tough stuff. I've been playing Minecraft since it came out on iPad, says Anakin Skyjog. You have no idea how long ago that was. You have no idea. I mean, you might have an idea. But it's wild that, like, I think if most people who started playing Minecraft on an iPad or iPhone probably are also people who don't realize how long it's been out on those devices, you know? Like, in my mind, Minecraft came out, like, there's also, like, 5 release dates for it, but they're all a very long time ago. Minecraft is a timeless game, I believe is the polite way to put it. And, yeah, speaking of things that are timeless, I reckon copper bulb stairs and slabs and stairs would be good. That'd be really fun. Also, I played Minecraft on an iPad, says Canby. Actually, you know, how many of you right here, how many of you started on a, like, a phone versus a tablet versus a, you know, like, what was your first Minecraft device? Phone, console, or PC? I'd love to know which of those three. Because to my mind, for a long time, we had a subscription base that was entirely people being like, yeah, I played Minecraft on the console. That's how I found you. Almost everyone I knew even was like, yeah, the whole reason I found the channel was because You make videos about the console version of the game, and it was hard to find things about it. And so, yeah, I'd love to know. Chat, give me an answer. I started on my iPad 8. Is there an iPad 8? Or did I read that wrong? Is that a free? There's no way there are 8 iPads now. Apple doesn't do numbers that high, do they? Okay, so now let's work on the... I feel like the roof has to be a priority. I think that at the very least, the visible parts of this first. So that from the outside, it looks like we have our stuff together. This is a rule for life. Always one of the hardest things, but one of the most important steps, if you want to have your stuff together, is make sure it looks like you have your stuff together first, because then people will expect it from you, and it will work out quite well in that way. By the way, this is a lovely, lovely room. I'm going to quickly take a second to... Yeah, look at me. I can look directly at you, read chat, and take a drink. I got one of these... I don't know why these are so common, but I got given one of these. I was just going for a walk today, and they're like, please take some of our energy shots. Or it's not shot, it's an immunity shot. I think the idea of immunity shots are so funny. Like, there's enough people out there like, oh god, I'm worried about getting sick. What can I do? Should I live a healthier life? Should I... No. What will solve it is if I drink a juice that has gingers in it. And so I am... you know, and there is a real... Like, I feel this too. Like, if I do something that feels bad, you know, it must... If I do something that feels so bad, it must be good for me. Like, things that taste so bad can't not be good for you. No, vegetables taste bad are good for you. Fried chicken tastes good is bad for you. You know, there's an inverse relationship in much of the modern world. By the way, it's crazy how many people started on their phones. Also our toy cat turned portrait mode. What happened? That's a funny point to make. If you want to know Harrison, oh, by the way, but since Harrison is here, everyone collectively, you know, it's been very impolite of you not to say this, but I've been covering you so far. Everyone's gonna make sure they say happy birthday right now, in unison right now. Happy birthday, Harrison. Unless it's a secret that it's your birthday, in which case, of course, I'm joking because it's everyone's birthday all the time. Okay, covered quite well there. Pretty sure it's not a secret, but just in case it is, have also covered well. Okay, so now we're gonna make this symmetrical. It just looks a little bit nicer, don't you think? Looks like I'm going for something up there. And, yeah, then I'm going to place one of my beds up there. Obviously, it's just the reasonable place that one of these things should go. So we're going to break some moss blocks. Just take some of these with us. And we're gonna start growing these in a place where we're going to guarantee we get this rooted dirt. Because that rooted dirt is quite valuable. Also, it must be nighttime. It doesn't really affect me, except for worrying about phantoms. Although, actually, I haven't had phantoms yet, which means I don't have any... I don't have any of that stuff. Actually, this is a very bizarre way, but if I get a slow-falling potion, it might save my life from a shulker. And it's worth risking, right? Yeah, it's worth risking. I'm glad Harrison was born. That's how they say happy birthday in Soviet Russia. I am glad you were born. You will not be assassinated by state for made up crimes. This is not a Russian accent, but I am soon to be executed for spying and traitoring, even though I do on behalf of Russia. There we go. That's my best. Lost my Russian accent. Been doing American and Irish too long. You know, I met someone recently who was very, very pleased with my Irish accent. I have to say, that validates my feeling that it's good. It's weird because, you know, like, after you meet the same people enough time, like, they're all aware about, you know, who you are and what you do. It's interesting whenever you meet someone who has no clue, and you're like, oh, yeah, that thing is notable, that thing's not very notable, etc. It's, I don't know, maybe that's just me. Maybe I'm describing the concept of friendship a little bit too openly and broadly or robotically. But you're welcome, Internet. I have no sound, but wanted to pop in and say hello. I will pretend you said hi back. That's good news. That's very good news. Chat, so Let's Play Tuesday, that is definitely the name of the series. It's coming out real soon. We've had some technical difficulties that have hopefully been resolved right now. And so as soon as it is possible, you'll be able to see that Oh, by the way, thank you for re-becoming a member. I want to say thank you for all that you do. I use your builds and challenges as inspiration. You're a heck of a guy. Keep up the great work. Thank you, Cody Brenner. I appreciate it a lot. I think recently one of my struggles has been like, okay, what is it that is me? You know, I think a lot of people go through real life identity crises. I don't like that the plural of crisis is crises unless I'm correcting people and looking smart. And in this case, I'm not doing that. But I think a lot of people have like identity crises in the real world. Not that the internet is not the real world, of course. But oh, is there a reason that can't grow there? I guess there must be. It's got to be some good reason, right? So we'll take the blocks that we've gotten so far. This should be good enough to at least make a couple sides of the house. Bring it all in, make it all come together. We have to believe, if nothing else. Difficulties are resolved. I'm happy to share. Hey, it's good news. Wonderful thumbnail you have, says Sandra Jackson. I don't mean to flex, but I am. I think my official title is thumbnail designer and art extraordinaire. And indeed, right now, you might not be aware of this fact, but currently it is actually Chris H. With a £29.21 tip, who is the highest bidder on the exclusive rights to that art. He will have the only physical copy that is sanctioned. Or, you know, I don't know how art is actually. You know, okay, chat. Would you have any value? This is a real question, but like, there's a lot of very valid discourse about it. Cat Pocket J, Harrison birthday tip. Thank you. You know what, Harrison? Am I meant to pass that on, or am I meant to celebrate your birthday? You know, I'll celebrate your birthday. You know, this shot of this is how much liquid I've gotten there. Oh, it's so much easier to like show. Okay, so this is how much liquid is in the shot. It's 6 centiliters. It's about 2 shots of alcohol, I believe. Is it 6 or is it 5? But anyway, I've been sipping it all day, or like all stream, and I've gotten through about 10%. You know what, for Harrison, I will have lots of immunity. Oh, I will never have an uncleansed palate again. And so yeah, that was free though, like I said earlier. So to actually celebrate your birthday, I'm gonna have to up my game. Also, selling art is often done through NFT. I mean, saying the word "often" is doing a lot of misleading things in that sentence, though, right? Yeah. Also, Mona Lisa wants to know your location. Do you think there'd be value in owning a copy of the Mona Lisa? Or rather, the copy of the Mona Lisa? Would you like that? Because, you know, most physical art, before NFT style stuff, because you know, a lot of people just, I don't like that a lot of people are like, blindly like, well, NFTs are so bad. Because, you know, there's a lot of people who are using NFTs to do bad things. And there's a lot of inherently dodginess that you should be trying to avoid. It's a nice idea too. But a lot of people took that too far and thought like, oh yeah, NFTs as a technology must therefore be worthless. But it's like, no, actually, I think there's a lot of very good uses for them still. And one of the great examples would be, for example, art ownership. Only one person can own the token that is the Mona Lisa. Right now, there is no way of knowing if the current, the one in France, right? I think it's the Louvre. They claim to have the Mona Lisa. They claim. How do we know it's the real one? Art forgeries, you know, some people say they can spot them. But a really good forgery could be...
Tax. Fun fact, 99% of hitmen are sent after people who aren't subscribed to Toycat.
Gerald K has just revealed some, you know, I wasn't ready to share that myself. That was information I was going to give people a little bit more time to come to themselves. But Gerald K, now's as good as time as any to announce that we have done the research. You know, we've spoken to, you know, 9 out of 10 hitmen have agreed that most assassination attempts are to people who aren't subscribed to Toycat. Now, obviously, the hitmen I've been speaking to and the targets, that's all confidential. Needless to say, people who watch 100 videos but think that they're above subscribing, you know, don't worry. You can keep doing what you're doing. I'm not here to stop you because that's the whole reason hitmen exists. But yeah, just know you know, by pure chance, it's a crazy fact, right? It seems as though 99% of hitmen go after people who aren't subscribed to Toycat. What a crazy unrelated statistic. Please don't be up there. Wait, where did that arrow come from? Oh, he came down. Didn't that gravel already fall? I swear that exact gravel patch already fell, but maybe I'm imagining it. Now we're just going to dig out the front of the house a little bit more so you can see some of the extra blocks here. Make this look a tiny bit more natural. And all of a sudden, chat, look, it's me with my cave house, but it's better than normal because you have to go up the stairs, and then only up the stairs do you exit, and then through here. It won't add much time to my journey. It adds a very small amount, but I think doing stuff like that is worth doing. Like, small little touches that you enjoy really are fine. Also, I really wish I could donate, but I'm a mere teen, says Sandra Jackson. Is a mere teen like a meerkat, but like for teenagers? Sounds fun. I'm happy for you. Is there a jack-o'-lantern on top of this house? There's not, but there can be, right? Actually, I think weirdly enough, I don't have any pumpkins yet. I think I went on the hunt for pumpkins semi-recently, and I was not successful. But just to confirm those suspicions, because yeah, now we've got that house mostly on the down low. We're now going to work out this whole thing. So there's going to be slabs for the base. That's fine. We can have those go everywhere. And then after the slab base, we're obviously going to have some walls on the front here. Yeah, this is all going to come together. It's going to be like a chest house, but it's going to have chests on the outside of the house. Yep, makes sense. I have no lack of confidence in my own ability to do this. I might need more slabs though. Okay, let's do this. Oh wait, you can't get sand. Yeah, sand is one of those funny resources. If I could just get a wandering trader, it'd be great. Someone before the stream was taunting me like, "Oh, Toycat, I had the wandering trader recently." It's like, great, I bet you did. Bet it's going real wonderful for you. Do you think I should... It might look like if I build into the wall a little bit, like imagine this, right? If I do that, now it looks like the wood is actually like balanced in the wall, and that's why it's not falling down. I'm probably thinking about this too much. I'm sure no one looks at this and cares, but I think it's a fun detail, and so maybe we'll just do it. Yeah, who's gonna stop me? Just place a few more pieces of wood there than is necessary. But now, if anyone was to look, it'd look like, oh yeah, this is actually secured.
For Harrison's birthday
Chris
drinks.
H! We wish you a happy birthday. We wish you a happy birthday. We wish you a happy birthday. You are slowly turning old. It's a scary thing, right? Birthdays start being real cool. It's a sign of time advancing. Then birthdays get scary because they're a sign of time advancing. It's there's few things in the world that are quite as polarizing as like, or quite as different just depending on the context. I mean, okay, I'm gonna be honest with you. One of the things that I've learned after speaking to people with dead relatives recently, you know, who knows why I've been doing that, but one of the things I've learned is like a lot of people, it's like, yeah, so there's like you know, like they weren't wealthy, but they had a home, and so everyone got like you know, cool 50K here or there. It's like, whoa, you know, a lot of people say stuff like, yeah, well, it'd be nicer to have them around or whatever. But I think it's crazy that like, if you're, by being, you know, death is a tragic thing to those closest to someone. But there's this like sweet spot of being close to someone, right? Where if you're just close enough that their death doesn't hurt you too badly, but also close enough, you know, to be in there, be in that money end of the things. You know, I think that, you know, a great example is the government. The government gets a little cut when you die. You know, the government does not have a personal connection. They're like, yeah, someone died. Guess who's making money today? Guess what? Funeral services, we're making VAT on that. You know, it seems impossible that's true, but I believe the services I was quoted was all including VAT, so maybe they included VAT at 0% or something. But, yeah, actually, you know, funeral services. Imagine working in a funeral home and then discovering, like, yeah, so there's a new NHS policy announced. It looks as though people are going to be living about 5% longer, so deaths have gone down by 5%. And they're like, no! I really wanted to go on holiday this year, but I just can't anymore. When my mum died, she didn't have anything, and my grandparents and I got $30. Great to have a family wealth, says Kara. Yeah, it's I think that's one of the, you know, that's what I mean by like it can be a very different circumstance just depending on what's going on there. In the same way, I don't know, like in some cultures, to kind of bring it back to birthdays, in some cultures, a birthday is a time where you treat all of your friends. It's one time a year where you get to treat everyone. And in some cultures, it's like, it's your birthday, so everyone buys you a drink. Everyone's got to treat you, like buy you gifts, and it's the whole point. You know, it's it probably says something about like a society. You know, the whole underpinning philosophy on like, do you exist to serve society, or does society exist to serve you? Ultimately, it should be a give and take relationship. But they're all. Ooh, that ginger is bad, by the way. My mum being dead has done nothing but cost me money, says Mark Barger. Yeah, there's some weird like thing that happened by some. I can't talk about it publicly because it's like a security thing that I set up. That's like, oh no, doing that in someone else's name, not a smart idea. And so just a reminder, I don't know. I think that's I'm sorry. I think we're talking about life and death from a birthday here. But no, there's just to kind of mention this very briefly, because it's one of those lessons where no matter how many times, there are all sorts of lessons where you would love to tell someone about it, but if you're being realistic, you know, anyone who would actually value, you know, gain from it isn't going to listen, because you know, it's advice that people tell you all the time, and you go, that's not important advice, until it becomes important advice, and you're like, oh, damn. Also, toycat tax, plus spin
toy
that
cat
wheel.
Tax, plus spin that wheel toy that
oh.
is a cat punch trees
okay.
SSSSS.
I've got a wheel. I can spin it. I don't know what I can do if it lands on what you want. But for you, Playgoo, we're going to spin the wheel. Look, I'm here at the wheel. Gonna move a little bit closer so you can all see what's happening. Gonna line up with the camera. Wait, that's my chair. Okay, let's spin the wheel. You almost got Name My Cat, but today you may not. That's cool to know it's intentional. Wait, international. That's what birthdays are, letting you know you're closer to death. Yeah, right. And it's weird because there's a sweet spot, right? I think people call it like a midlife crisis, but being in the middle of your life means you're perfectly equidistant from your birth to your death. Being close to your birth is scary because you don't know much about the world, and being close to your death is scary because you know everything about the world. And I always thought that's like a fascinating dynamic. Also, the birthday boy gets a free spin. I love that you could just be making up what's written on the wheel. You know what, Harrison? Let's give you a spin and let's test that point. Oh, what are you going to get, Harrison? This is your free birthday spin. Dash has said it, and it sounded like a good idea. Oh, Harrison, the orange slice is officially, everyone says happy birthday, Harrison. Imagine having a midlife crisis as a 6-month-old baby. Yeah, if you're a 4-year-old and you're having a midlife crisis, or if you're a 13-year-old having a midlife crisis, just know that means you'll be dead by 26. Just a warning right now. Yeah, I've always thought the phrasing of midlife crisis is funny, because it's like, yeah, I think it's scary that at some point you have to accept, like, I don't know, like being old feels like a big burden to bear, right? But it's also like, at some point you realize, like, okay, this is all I'm going to do or be, and it's a weird feeling. By the way, I've got a big thing of water here. I haven't been drinking it for a bit, but I'm gonna go for this. If you die at 20 years old, are you a senior citizen at 19? The funny thing is, right, so we don't actually base senior citizen status based on the fact that people are about to die, right? And it's because we don't actually know when people are going to die. I think that Probably goes without saying. Hey, digging truths! I see
this purchase as an investment. That artwork should be hung
Thank
in
you,
Louvre,
digging
and
truths.
I want Cat Penny to have to send her Minecraft wife artwork by her Minecraft husband.
I love what I've gotten involved in here. Looks like I've gotten involved in a marital dispute, which means I'm going to amp things up here. And let me just say, buying artwork is a good investment. So, you know, like, in the same way that, like, age only goes in one direction, art in general, there is a lot of art being produced all the time. A lot of people pretend that, like, oh yeah, there's only one piece of art. Well, there's lots of pieces of art. Right now, this video is arguably an artistic endeavor, because art generally just means, like, you know, like something created in a creative means using surplus capacity. It's a doodle in a maths classroom is art, in the same way that this live stream is art, in the same way that the oak plank I'm placing right now is art. However, I think there's a damn haha, says Chris H. This marital debate feels like a reality TV drama. I'm so invested. You know, who will... there's another character involved too, and it's Chris H. What's their reaction going to be? We don't know about any of these things. But the important thing we do know is that one of the weird things about value. So we spoke about Veblen goods a while ago, but there are certain goods that become more valuable because they are more valuable, and art is genuinely one of them. The Mona Lisa is a, you know, if everyone decides tomorrow that we don't care about the Mona Lisa, it doesn't become a less valuable painting, but it also at the same time actually does. And that's a weird fact that really only applies to some goods. I don't know, you kind of see, like, any smart company kind of plays on it. So, like, Tesla to some extent tries to value itself on being like, yeah, it's a company that you buy it to prove a point. Also, still not going to sleep, by the way. You might think it's sleeping time, but I need phantoms. I need phantoms bad. So yeah, I'm gonna go back to the house now and finish the build on that. And then I think we're gonna evaluate this idea of the tunnel. I think a tunnel's a real good idea. Could really get going on that. Also, just like how Toycat status house will never lose its status as the best build ever. I mean, yeah, it's funny because you know, some people say, like, oh, you can't have a square build in 2023, but you look at this house and it proves, oh yeah, actually you totally can. In fact, not only can you have a square build, but it can be the very best build that, you know, humanity has ever come to. Also, someone needs to steal Toycat's painting like they did the Mona Lisa that one time. It'll skyrocket in value. Anyway, my reason to say that is the more you put into a painting, the more you get out of it. It's kind of a weird thing about, like, real life too. Like, the more, even in this chat right now, if you're watching this and you're at a device where you can chat, I understand a lot of people watch it on a TV or they're watching somewhere like that where it's a painter chat. To TV people out there, I know what you're doing. That's how I like to watch my stuff too sometimes. But to everyone else who has, like, the ability to chat, genuinely, type some words in right now. Say something that's been on your mind. Say something about the stream that you think. Think of a comment, no matter how dumb, and just say it, you know? You just blocked up your ladder hole. Oh, that sounds bad. I did just block up my ladder hole. I thought that was a euphemism for something or other. But apparently I actually just did. Toycat's hair looks cute, says Kit Kat. Caveman. I love pixel art, says Scoopsky Cat. We got an incomprehensible string from Your Goost. Chicken from Ryan Weaver. I don't like media, but I watch it, says Luke. There's a lot of people who hate the things that they watch. It's an interesting look into our reality. And also, this doesn't go there. This goes one more block back, I think. Yep, there, and then that goes there, and then that goes, like, up there. We have to be very careful of our jumps around here, but we're gonna make sure we do that. And then do the same over here. So place a bunch of blocks, place a bunch of blocks, and there we go. Everything's looking wonderful. We got a whole house coming on over here. Anyway, I make the Ender Dragon less hot, says Dirty Dan. Thanks for mentioning this, says Ryan Weaver. Pylass says, I don't like watching school-related videos. Lol, does that count? Does anyone like watching school-related videos? I think what it is, like, I really like learning, but I really hated everything to do with school. And that's because school, you're like, the whole point is, like, someone tries to make a whole thing up about why you gotta do, like, I don't know, it's the whole thing about Dolores Umbridge or whatever her name was, like the bad teacher, genuinely for some students, just being told, if you don't do it this way, I will burn you, is valuable enough. It's like, okay, there's consequences, here's how I avoid consequences, life is great. Some people really do work well on a system of, if you do the thing I don't like, bad things will happen. But a lot of people are much more happy with a system where it's like, yeah, well, here are the good things that happen when good things go well. The thing that, like, really changed my attitude towards learning was when I had the first class that was just like, here's the work you're doing in the year. Over the year, we're going to teach you it all. But by the end of the year, you need to have 24 major pieces of work done. And I was like, okay, so it takes me, like, maybe, like, I don't know, 6 hours if I really grind at one of these pieces of work. There's 24 of them. Yeah, I can, you know, like, doing something more efficiently or smarter is something that I enjoy. I think a lot of people who have, like, I don't know what the word is, like, maths brains or, like, I want to say scientifically minded, but there's a lot of, that's not covering the right thing of what I'm trying to say. But, like, a lot of people who, like, later become programmers too have that attitude of, like, I am so lazy, I will spend a lot of time working out how to be more lazy. And it's like, those are people who make a lot of things work in the world. Maybe also, I have a fortune pickaxe, I've got to remember to use it. But yeah, my carrot farm is growing. That is the good news. Oh, look at the potatoes here too. So let's grow our potato farm. Look how many potatoes we get, see? It's just a good idea to do it. And so now let's expand the potato farm out this way. I think I've already got quite a few spaces for it over here. So let's break that, hoe this over, and make sure we grow some potatoes. Are you potatoes? Are you potatoes? Are you potatoes? No one's potatoes. But yeah, just a few potatoes. Having a nice base stock of each crop makes a big difference in the end. So we're gonna do it. I love your streams. It's like a famous person is responding to me, says Ryan Weaver. I think, you know, like a famous person is sorry. Yeah, it's one of those things where, like, there's no correct way to respond to a message like that. So you might as well do it all the way incorrect. Like, ugh, it's like a famous person. Oh, I put all this effort into a stream for you, and you say it's equivalent to something good? Well, you know, excuse you. But, yeah, no, more seriously. It's, I'm glad you feel that way. I would argue... Also, we're going to move one of those charcoals out, put one of those in. In my farms, I don't usually put a half slab in the water. So I usually put a half slab above the water so I don't fall in. I think you'll find it's called a slab. A half slab would be a... People say that to me all the time. I think some lily pads or something would go great. What's another good alternative? Should we put some moss carpet on there? Yeah, I think moss carpets above the water are a fun idea. Let's commit to doing precisely that. So, it's quite hard to do, if I'm not mistaken. There we go. Now I can't fall into the water. So we're going to do another one of them over here. It's weird that you can do that. It also doesn't look right, but it's what we've done, and we are committing to it. And so then another one over here. We can place it over all of this if we wanted to. Again, it feels like you're doing something a little bit wrong. But I've got the moss carpets anyway. And so we'll use them to make our world a little nicer. But yeah, Digging Truths, you are going to be the proud owner of a piece of ToyCat artwork history. I think it's going to be wonderful for you. I also think, again, melons go in there. So we're now going to hoe the ground, all the little rooted dirt we've made, and then we're going to mix it with gravel so we can get even more blocks. We are going crazy on this. It's funny how much of this really comes down to, like, yeah, we need to make a lot of these blocks. But we really do. It's important. I didn't know you could place moss carpet over water like that. Yeah, there's a lot of weird facts that you wouldn't know unless you saw someone doing that add a lot to your Minecraft world. But I'm glad you know now. That's the important bit, right? Also, what am I going to do with all these hanging roots? Like, what am I meant to do with them? Like, if I put them below here, is that good? It looks like I just have coral on the ceiling though, right? Like, are you getting value from this, chat? Do you think it makes the world look prettier? I've got to do something with it. But I don't know what that thing is. You can craft them back into rooted dirt, I think. Oh. Really? I've never looked at a recipe like that, but like, I hope you understand why. Let me see if that's true. So I don't have dirt yet, but let's look at the rooted dirt recipe. That's coarse dirt. Where's rooted dirt? So I guess I'll type in rooted dirt. So that, you can make muddy mangrove roots with mangrove roots and mud. See, okay, chat, did you know you could craft this? I am learning this right now. For the first time.
I watched your Mountain Dew bath video and wow. I'm still processing it all. Also, happy birthday, Harrison.
Happy birthday to Harrison. Okay, thank you, Dasher, for agreeing. You can craft like, why has anyone ever wanted to do this in the history of Minecraft? Have there been people who said, yeah, actually, some muddy mangrove roots could go for that right now? Like, what? You know, it's every day you learn something new about Minecraft, and today my fact is that you can craft muddy mangrove roots. You know, it's worth just looking through the crafting recipes sometimes, I guess. You never know what you'll find in here. You never know what you'll find in here. Existentialism of the root. Yeah, how absolutely fascinating. Also, don't talk about my birthday anymore. It ends up turning the conversation dark. No, it is funny that we've taken it dark like 3 times now. Okay, let's take it to a lighter place. Okay, so birthdays, right? I kind of, you know, if it weren't a birthday, I'd use it as an opportunity to be like, okay, let's go as dark into the dark world as we can. Like, you know, you ever think about how birthdays are one of the free holidays you get, and well, you know, isn't it weird to think like every time you have a birthday, you've got like a limited number of them in there? But also Toycat's staring into chat to tell when he reads chat. Hope Harrison gets a raise, lol. You should make a multiplayer world for your viewers. You should make a multiplayer world for my viewers, Ryan Weaver. I don't know what would happen with it, but it's a good idea. Although this is the caveman challenge, and caves are dark. Exactly. It would be weird if we didn't get dark. And so, therefore, okay, let's take this, stack them together into some coarse dirt, and then once we made coarse dirt, I think you uncoarse coarse dirt by farming it too. Is that correct? Yeah, we get regular dirt. I think we can also shovel it into pathways, but the point basically stands. So bring that back down here. And now we're going to make a bunch of these blocks. Although we don't actually have to do that. We can just place it down here, turn it into farmland, and then it will just stay as farmland as we need it to be. So, big old rows of blocks going right over here. And all of these will be potatoes soon. Wonderful. Just what I want to see. This, I can't, chat, can you tell by looking coarse dirt from regular dirt? I can only just about barely see it right now. And even then, I don't know if I'm 100% sure. I feel like I'm sure, but like, look how tiny of a difference it is. It is suspicious dirt. Yeah, coarse dirt is just suspicious dirt. KMB has got the right idea here. I've never seen a dirt block look so darn suspicious. A tiny bit different, right? It's so subtle. It's unbelievably subtle. Okay, so now we're gonna make some more water because we've got one there, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is the next one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It goes right here clearly, and then we'll do the same, but like over here. I think there's got to be a gap, and so then we'll build around that block there. And we'll place our blocks over here instead. We're going to deliberately have weird gaps in the ground. But boom, we now have some version of, at least, a decent farming ground. It's kind of nice to be able to build such a big cave in the ground like this. I think some stairs to go up and down it would be a nice addition, though. Yeah, let's grab these blocks here. Place them all down in the ground, because that seems important to me. So just a few more dirt blocks all the way over here. Okay, chat, you get to decide. It can't be wood. Out of the blocks that I have, and more than like 20 blocks off, What should I make into stairs? I've got tough. Oh, I have to wait until an update. I've got cobblestone. I've got I think I've got cobblestone. I've got cobbled deep slate, and I've got endstone. Which one of these are we going for? Gravel stairs. I use obsidian for stairs. Obsidian should be craftable into stairs. I would love a craftable obsidian staircase. Could really do wonderful. Also, by the way, SOPFB, I am sorry for the trauma that you received after watching the video. We should have put a big warning on it. Also, multiplayer hosting has stopped. Does anyone else have that happen to them? I feel like I only get it during these live streams. It's got to be a weird... Yeah, so mud bricks. Oh, mud... Can I make mud? Yeah, it's expensive to make mud. But I can make mud. I've gotten that message recently too. Okay, so it's not a streaming thing. It's probably a long session thing then. That's good news to hear. Yeah, what should I make my stairs out of? I have so few choices. I'm sure Toycat is very sad. Multiplayer has stopped. Yeah, I've never been so heartbroken in my life. What will I do without multiplayer? Speaking of multiplayer, tips for my parasocial bartender. Thank you so much, Myth Pat Van Driver Lady. I've been a very bad bartender. I've been the type of bartender where you're like, hey, could I just, hey, over here? And they're like, so the thing about motor oil is you need to get one with the right SPF, because if you get too low on SPF, it's gonna make the gears go just a little bit too slow, and you don't want that when you go gears going. I know it's meant to be like a male bonding thing that you just talk about very technical things as if they're actually important to you, but just it's not what I want from a bartender, and I don't want to hear a bartender telling someone else about their wheels and their tires. You know, actually, this is a also campfire for caveman vibes would be cool. Oh yeah, campfire'd be so cool, huh? I like your thinking. I like your thinking a lot. Anyway, so to be a better bartender, Pat, what drink would you like? You get 7 words to describe your perfect drink. Also, Ring Ghost, thank you for becoming the 425th channel member. It's cool to see we're making some real progress on the member goals. This was an iPhone, and I have no idea how to fix it, so I need Mojang support. I'm sorry to hear that you need Mojang support. To step in for them. Have you tried turning it off and on again? Yeah, okay. So to make stairs, I have to commit to it being cobble deep slate, or just use the end stone. I think the end stone is less depressing, so we're just gonna go with it. We'll make 16 stairs, I think this is. So let's see if I did the maths right. I did. And we're just gonna make a vague staircase up here, just because I don't like standing up manually. So we'll start with 3 stairs here. Dan Marsh will be watching the Formula 1 from Vegas this upcoming weekend. My biggest regret, okay, Dan, this is a very minor regret, but I used to live right next to Ellis Island, the casino. You're the only person in chat who's gonna understand this on my behalf, so you gotta listen. You're gonna be my bartender. I'm the bartender telling you my problems now. And so I had a place that was directly on. It would have been on the F1 track. You would have been able to look out my apartment window and watch Formula 1. Something that I feel like people pay a lot of money to be like right there. Yeah, if I'd have just kept the apartment, which I definitely shouldn't have done. Having a home in multiple countries is a poor decision. You know, it's like if someone earns like, you know, $1 million and they're like, guess I can afford to fly private now. And then you look at the price of flying private jets, and you're like, oh, no. I am several tiers of wealth below where I thought I was. I think there's a lot of things that make people realize that. Like, when you get your first job, like, no matter how much you earn, like, even if you make minimum wage, you get so much money that pours in all at once that you're like, I guess I'm wealthy now. And then you try doing a few wealthy person things, and you're like, I guess you need more than this. Maybe I'm just talking from my own experience here. But yeah, with YouTube, I got paid for a whole month all at once, and so it was like, it went straight from being, I went straight from being so little money that I thought the biggest joy a person could have in life is the ability to order pizza when they wanted and just like have it arrive. I was like, whoa. if you had 20 pounds in your account, anytime you chose, at any time of your choosing, pizza could just come and you could have the best food imaginable, and then like you go up a few tiers and you're like, yeah, well, I guess I'll have to opt for the low tier caviar. Oh, can you imagine? No, there's definitely no steps in between that. But no, I went straight from like couldn't imagine what it's like to be able to buy pizza to like oh yeah, I guess I can almost start paying, you know, like bills at this point. Or like I was thinking like rent. It was at the time it cost like $300 to rent a studio apartment where I was living, and I was like, well, I guess if I just didn't eat or heat or pay for any of the other bills, I could live somewhere just based on this. That'd be pretty. But like that was cool to me, like to go straight from one to the other. That's a heavy pizza. You can't go wrong with pizza. No one has ever said like, oh, I don't like pizza. Could you get some better options on the menu? Maybe they have. That's the tone where you could imagine someone saying it. But yeah, pizza is just too universally loved of a food. It's you know, take notes of a food. If you're another food watching this, think about how you could be more like pizza. You know, I have to say, there's like, I like to think of myself as being someone who like is pretty well culinarily versed, but I really started to think about it recently, and I think I just really like pizza. Like there's 80% of the time I just crave a burger, or I crave pizza, or I crave like, you know, I crave something quite basic. I can try and pretend like, oh, I'm very sophisticated. But I think the times where I'm not, it's like, yeah, noodles or a pizza or a burger. If I had those free foods in the multiplayer hosting already stopped Minecraft. That's one stone. I always crave sushi. I love sushi. Homemade pizza is so good too. Yeah, even homemade. So I went for a phase of making my own pizza, and I worked like when you work out your own preferences, you can start making food badly, and as long as you make it to your preference, it's still like, well, it's not terrible, is it? Also, yeah, we're gonna go outside and we're gonna try and kill a phantom. If I can get a slow falling potion going, that will make a big difference to my quality of life, and I would like a big difference to my quality of life. You might be surprised to learn. Okay, so we're gonna. This needs a better way down than just jump down. Again, I think a big staircase. We'll have to use polished deep slate or something for now, but a big staircase here would be a good idea. I can, yeah, so also watch out for that. So we're going to go down here, and we're going to try and get, you know, actually first, let's kill the skeleton. I need bones anyway, and so if he's already shooting me, you're already offering me an avenue for this. Great. And then we're going to try and climb up to where a phantom can get me. See, this is why I need a pathway. I need a more concrete way to cross this world. I've got that over there, but it looks like I got bored halfway through making that. This is the problem with taking a few month break from a world. You look at previous used decisions and you're like, but what was the idea? So I'm going to go for kind of like an electro tunnel style logic. If I have two places to connect, there, and then that platform, and we can connect them with like an equidistant or a middle kind of platform. So we're going to swim upwards. Why did I place all these blocks? What was my reason, chat? Does anyone know? Anyway, we need to go up nice and high, but not too high, because I don't want to lose the challenge, obviously. Okay, so we're going to jump from here into there. Okay, so yeah, I need to get somewhere out and open so that a phantom will attack. It's been an hour and a half since I started the stream, and I haven't slept once, which is at least 4 Minecraft days if I'm doing my maths correctly. Oh god, okay, we're too close to the sun. We were so close there, chat. Oh, did not like that. So we can't go this way. Cannot go this way at all. Oh, yeah, we hit 0 there. That was not good. Yeah, so this is a big challenge. To get to where I want to be, I should not be doing this. And so instead we're going to take the other way around, I guess. I can now cook the right amount of spaghetti. I always make too much and it's always like I've been starving for years. I don't know, I feel like I usually overcorrect for that bias, and it's like the amount of food that one person needs is always so incorrect looking. But then once you know it's incorrect looking, you start making yourself like too little food, and you're like, oh, but this is how it's meant to look, right? It's meant to look like I'm barely eating. Like also, probably not important. You know, anyone who's calling it 11 p.m. Oh wait, no, it is important. It's there's food coming. Sorry, I'm getting, okay, there's something very important happening, chat. Yeah, so I ordered, okay, this is weird, but I ordered grocery delivery for 11 p.m. at night. I ordered from one of those places where they charge you for delivery, which feels wild, right, as a concept. Like, everyone just expects to pay. Everyone just expects for delivery to be free. Also, food stream. Okay, so I need to get somewhere that is, okay, so I was like, why would anyone call you at 11 p.m.? There is no good reason to pick up the phone for 11 p.m. unless you happen to order delivery at that time, at which point it makes a lot of sense, actually. Cheap delivery at this time. I don't even understand why it's cheap delivery at this time. Like, this is the ideal time to get groceries delivered, no? Like, if you get it early in the day, I guess if you want to get it early in the day, you can eat it the same day. Whereas now I have to, like, eat tomorrow. Is that a downside? Eat all the groceries on stream. Do you want to see the groceries I got, chat? Okay, I'm gonna have to go at some point. I can't leave here though, and I can't leave somewhere where there's gonna be phantoms. Okay, this is terrifying. I've got the enchanted golden apple. If it comes to it, I'm just gonna run across here. Don't kill me, don't kill me, don't kill me, don't kill me, don't kill me. Oh, okay. So, grocery stream, woohoo. Okay, so I need to go. I need to go real quick. I'm panicking, and I'm not, okay, I need to be functional. Really appreciate your efforts. Keep being as absurdly weird as possible, and disguise it as a tutorial. You know, such is my goal in life. So I need to get back to my base. I need to get back there, because I can't be safe anywhere else. I'm gonna torch it up, and then I'll be safe, right? Although it's hard, so zombies might knock down the door. So I'm gonna go back to the base, and I'm gonna hope the delivery man there is unloading it or something. We should be fine. Okay. So chat, keep an eye out for me and swing my sword if I'm gone. I know you can't, but like, I want to be able to blame you if something goes terribly. Hello, internet. I'm back with groceries. 11:10 does feel very late to be doing grocery delivery, but apparently, very valid time. So people said to eat groceries on stream, but for the first time in my life, I've bought some, I would say, real people groceries. And so, there's so many stairs in my house. I'm on the 3rd floor. It's a big problem. But, so, people said, so this is the easiest food I've got to eat. It's a Stromboli sourdough pizza. Don't know how we're gonna make this work, but I've also got myself a pepper. That's an ingredient, right? And I've got a raspberry jelly trifle. So I guess we'll just take a bite out of each. Food review. So this you just eat like an apple, right? It's like I think the fact is that peppers are a fruit, and so if they're a fruit, you can just eat one like. Pretty good, actually. Yeah, usually when you cook these, you have to, like, take out the seeds. Just take a bite right out of it. Skip yourself the cooking hassle. Use one less ingredient. Pretty good. So I also got a whole trifle here. It says serves 4, but that's just legal deniability when I get a heart attack from this. It apparently has 39% of my daily saturated fat intake. So guess we're gonna chug it. Frozen pizza might be tough on the teeth. Yeah, a common misnomer is that you can't eat frozen food. The ovens don't actually work. They're just electricity companies trying to get in on the action. If you look at a frozen pizza, first of all, frozen. No, look, it can bend. Look at my pizza. See how bendy this is? This is actually surprisingly bendy. Is it meant to be that defrosted? But yeah, I could take a bite out of this easily. It's got some plastic on right now, but like, oh, it's so soft. Genuinely, is this even a frozen pizza? You know, I'm learning some facts. Yeah, man, this is I love sourdough. I love a little al dente. I love it when it's a little on the softer side. Apparently, I can get that from my pizzas right now. But yeah, obviously it's 11 p.m. Inappropriate time to be eating pizza. Very appropriate time to be eating a trifle, though. So I'm just gonna... I don't have any implements here. I've got a wrench. Chat, what's more appropriate? Eating a trifle with a... wait, shall I just... Real quick. Just so you can see my wrench a little better. I can't actually increase the size of... I wonder why that is. Okay, so my camera is the size my camera is. Yeah, do you think... Is it more appropriate to use a wrench or just your hand? Go get a spoon, says Kara. You know what? That would be savage. Going down 2 flights of stairs just to get a piece of metal in my own home. So I guess I could probably drink it like it's a dessert. Oh. Forgot how much I like trifles. I forgot how much I like trifles. Let's go for it. Oh, yeah. Okay. I'm just gonna have to, like, Big Bear this, right? Just gonna have to go in there. Just, oh, yeah. Oh, that is the weirdest. Okay, there we go. Honestly, why did we even invent? Why did we invent spoons? We've had hands our entire life. And yet, we still decide that metal is a logical thing. We use metal to make wrenches. We use metals to make cars and to make shoes. And at least 2 of those facts are true. Real good. Yeah, I'll wash this down with some frozen pizza. But for now, yeah, these are the most edible of my groceries. I'm gonna go wash my hand and and put away my pizza. And maybe my pepper too. Okay, be right back, internet. See you shortly. Chat, I had a trifle-related emergency, but everything is okay now. I don't know. Who knows how that happened? But it's gone now. I might have been in a hurry down the stairs. I've balanced a few things in my hands. And needless to say, I bought, the reason I bought groceries is like a healthy shop. I bought some salady ingredients, things to get me infused about eating healthily. And so, oh god, logically, the less trifle I had, the more trifle that's on, say, a bookcase, the less trifle can go in my stomach, which is good, you might say. You would be valid to at least question the correctness of that statement. Okay, so now we need to work on walls for this building. I think actually it'd be fun to use like bricks or something, right? Because if I've got the kind of deep slate vibing house out there, it'd be fun to have a brick house inside here. And so if we want to use bricks for that, we're going to need to go get some clay. And so what we're going to do now is we're going to work on our diagonal tunnel to see, because I've got to go to the end soon. And so it's worth seeing where exactly that is. So the diagonal tunnel is always at the negative, negative, positive, positive. Actually, you know, also we heard the no. Oh, did you really hear the no? Yeah, I was. Oh, that's embarrassing. I'm sorry that you had to hear about my personal struggles. You know, I tried to separate my life on and off camera, but everyone heard it. You need a body camera when you have to answer your door or run around, says Mark Barger. Yeah, I've looked into the solutions for this issue a few times, because it is a fun problem to think about solving. Yeah, so my basic idea is I'm going to use some stone and make a pathway between the three things we need to connect. I guess there's four things we need to connect. It's there, here, up there, here, up there, and over there. Basically, we need a four-way platform that meets in the middle. And because that's there, and that's slightly higher up, it should meet at that lower level and then have stairs to and from here and up there. Yeah, okay. So let's get the vague bones of that done as a way to connect us to where we're going. Let's get the bones done, right? Should we use polished deep slate or deep slate tiles? I think I'm gonna use deep slate tiles. I like furnaces as a bridge, honestly. You know, let's use furnaces as a bridge. I've got enough furnaces. I've got the ability to make more very quickly, if nothing else. Or we could use furnaces tiled in with some deep slate tiles as an example. Yeah, let's tile furnaces and deep slate tiles together. That's what I think is a good idea. So polish, deep slate bricks. Oh, it takes a lot of doing, but I've now got a bunch of deep slate tiles. I've got a bunch of furnaces, and we're about to have even more of them. Let's do this. Did you already tell your DVR to record the Doctor Who special coming up? I think, like, there's some percentage of the UK who still cares about Doctor Who, but every time it's like, oh yeah, okay, they've done this again, have they? It's one of those shows that, like, you love, or you have someone in your life who loves, and I'm in the latter camp rather than the former camp. Okay, so let's put the gold in there, just so it's busy doing something. Honestly, if I never upgraded, would my life get better right now? It might just. If everyone got to see you licking whipped cream up yourself for free, why am I paying for a membership, says Big Salmon. It's a good point. It's a valid point. It was that, no. Yeah, you know, my apologies. The things I stream for the internet, you get to hear my worst moments, apparently. I've never been so disappointed in myself as when I realized I couldn't balance the trifle correctly. Okay, so we are going to do the basic bones off this. I guess following this diagonally seems like a good idea. We have to be very careful about falling. We have to be very, very careful about falling. But we'll use this as our vague guide. And yeah, we'll just kind of have a layer of... Oh, God. See, almost fell unintentionally there. We'll always use the back blocks as deep slate ones. And yeah, later we'll do, like, true tiling. But for now, I think this is a fun version of that. And again, we really need to work out somewhere in here some water. Whenever you're working on verticals like this, it makes sense, in my opinion, to have some water. But I guess we can also kind of, like, safety ourselves with stuff like... Oh, with stuff like that. Okay, so the staircase starts in a very simple way. As you can see. We are... Oh, but no, when we do this... Right, when you use... I forgot. I feel like I've started this before, and it's caused me this issue. We're creating so much more... Like, I'm ruining my lava pit, and my lava pit is important to me. So how do I do that same thing without ruining the lava pit? You start from the lower end first. So we're at -8, -120. -8, -7, 122. -6, 123. So at some point, that reaches... So 0 would be 120... Wait, yeah. Plus, so 0 would be 6 more blocks from here. 123 would be... Yeah, 129, 0. And so if we just keep adding to that, we'll assume, like, 50 is 179, somewhere over there. Or even add another one to that, like 70 is 199. So 70, 199. That is where that's where our center island roughly is going to have to be. So now we'll replace our water back where it originally came from. And we'll kind of jump down. And we'll work our way over towards those coordinates. But from the other side, doing our kind of tiling pattern we want to do. 71 and 9. Thank you, Paita. I love the helpfulness of anyone who wants to store coordinates. I wrote them down in chat, but it's still so much more useful to have someone I wrote them down in my game. But I think there is always a handiness of having someone there to remind you, right? There's a... Maybe it's accountability, maybe it's something else. Whereas I think 70 might be too much. I think 50 and then 179 is a better set of coordinates. And even that seems like it's going a bit too far this way. Yeah, 50, 179 is like almost here already. But we'll go up to the highest point that makes sense for this. Yes, we'll just start over here at the highest reasonable point for this. Yeah, the highest reasonable point for this, which I think would put us like over here. Yeah, right through the middle, almost where that lava's about to go. And so now we're gonna tile these up. I'm just gonna test that works as an idea first. So on every side of this block, we'll have one of those. I guess the furnaces don't look so great unless you... But this is the basic idea, chat. I'm not going to do all of that for now, just so you can see what I'm going for. And we have to place a lot of torches around so that no mobs spawn where I'm not expecting them to. That is a very important thing for me to get right. Let's make sure I don't get it horrifically wrong. So do we have enough blocks around? I sure hope we have enough blocks around. Okay, so that should be enough to secure my immediate safety. Again, I can eat an enchanted golden apple on the way down. I would just rather it not come to that right now. And we're also going to place torches on this as we go. So, I like this plan. Do you ever find an iron ore vein in this cave? I did, yeah. The only question is, like, why do I want to mine it? The only reason is to make a minecart tunnel. Which does sound like a fun idea. You're already at the phantom spot. That's a good point. I wonder if the phantoms will hurt me here. Do I have to watch out for that? Nah, probably not. Okay, so, storage system, I guess. I mean, even then, like, I don't know. I can see the value, but I still don't see the value. So I think was it okay, so if it was 70, 199, it was 50, 179. So we're now, this is 179. The midpoint of the diagonal would be there. So we now need to remove another 20 from that. 159 is 30. So we got to keep going till we hit that point. So it's very scary right now. I can understand you if you have that feeling. And so the midpoint is right here in this lava. There is no issue of that whatsoever that I can think of. Yeah, right here, 31 minus 161 is the diagonal midpoint. And so from here, it would start going diagonally over there if I wanted it to. And also diagonally that way and upwards. But also, more importantly, over through there. So every single furnace block represents the midpoint of this for now. And so we're going to have to build around this lava. Kind of a scary concept, but it keeps me lit up, so it's nice. You know, it's got value. And so there's 2 blocks in front of this. 1, 2, 3 blocks in front of this, and 4 blocks here. So 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, that... Yeah, oh god. Okay, it's fine. It's fine, chat. It's fine. Being on fire is actually... there's been proven health benefits to lighting yourself on fire every day. I read a study, and it said that actually if you don't light yourself on fire, then you might be missing out on what life has to offer. And so you bet you feel silly for not lighting yourself on fire now, huh? And so yeah, we'll just place some on that side of it. And yeah, we'll hope that that perfectly diagonals with what I've got already. If it doesn't, I guess at this point we could easily change it. But it looks like we're on track to go pretty darn close. I thought you didn't have natural regen on and I got scared. Even without natural regen, I've got decent armor at this point. I think minor mistakes I don't have to be fearful of. Which is an important thing in Minecraft. Like, given how this world started, if you haven't seen it, by the way, it's one of the wildest starts to a Minecraft world. Given how this world started, I'm pleased to be where I am right now. I'm very pleased to be here. You ever considered doing half-hearted hardcore? You know, okay, so, wait, I'm assuming that's what you said. It says, yeah, half-hearted hardcore. So half-hearted hardcore is where you go, ugh. So, hello everyone, welcome back to hardcore, I guess. We're gonna be playing Minecraft again on this channel. So, you know, you get it, because I'm not putting my full heart into, you know, it's a great idea. So yeah, now we got a tunnel, we got a bridge that goes over there. And we're gonna have to have a similar tunnel that goes, or a similar thing that goes that way. I guess we can make that the midpoint for the sake of this. And we'll start going this way. And wow, look at that. It's going to eventually connect me to that tunnel. But I think this one should probably go like a 1-to-2 ratio. So like 2 blocks that way. Oh, but we can't do it that way. 2 blocks this way. And then 2 blocks this way. And then 2 blocks this way. And then 2 blocks this way. I think this just results in me using more furnaces, but I think that's the system I should be using. Yeah, if I was going to do this, that would be the way. And so now I've got that branch sorted. The basic maths for it. And now this one is as simple as like diagonal and up at the same time. Probably up every second layer, so something like this, like place block, go, place block, and then up 1. So we place a torch, and then, yeah, if we do that, but we stick to it, then we'd be golden, I think. Yeah, this is wonderful. Place the furnace. We have to make sure they're all facing the same way, probably, but it's not a particularly hard challenge. Yeah, I quite like this. Oh, so we can't. Messed up our own pattern already, and it's gone forever. Furnace is gone forever. So yeah, we have the. Also, I love the amount of daylight we get in this cave. It doesn't give me phantoms yet, though. It's quite surprising. Your survival world is inspiring, says the real mushroom. Oh, is my Let's Play up? Or is that just a random comment? Let's see if the Let's Play's up anyway. I'm curious. I'm excited. Oh, it is, by the way. Go. You know, people were watching me eat trifle when they could have been watching me farm bees. You know, this is society, am I right? Toycat, we've been doing more social experiment type server videos. Those are so awesome. Honestly, every time I watch a big YouTuber, like, again, the format's been, I don't want to say stolen, because in the creative world, there's no real thing as theft, in my opinion. I guess there is a real thing as theft, but most of the things that people call theft are people being mad that they thought that their idea was their most important thing, when in reality, it's like your execution that makes you unique. Anyway, the reason I bring it up is because there's so many videos that are called, like, I recreated society in Minecraft. And it's like, it's just, I don't know, I find it hard to, the easiest thing, the best thing to do on YouTube is never look at other people's stuff. Because so many people put a lot of effort into faking what can be actually done naturally. And it just means that anything you do, people are going to look at and go, oh, okay. So this is one of those fake videos, is it? And it's like, no. I don't know, I think it's a hard thing to balance. But also, at the end of my server experiment series, it was just like, oh yeah, because I insisted on doing it for real. Someone comes in, they're like, look, part of the experiment is I ruined the server for everyone. And it's like, the lesson of every form of government is that someone will come in and ruin it for everyone. Is true, but also not a very catchy lesson. It's not a very useful lesson either, honestly. And not a very fun end video, to be totally honest with you. Okay, so we got plenty more deep slate tiles. We're slowly going to run out of furnaces, but that's fine. And we're also going to end up right over by where we want to be. Although we're going to go a little bit that way. So I guess at this point, we get to make the decision about where from here. But yeah, you know, this is great. We're just going to keep on following. Trust in the system. The system knows good. Place it. Place it. Place a torch. And go. Yeah, we'll see where this leads us. I definitely am curious. Place a torch. Pro tip, this torch placing technique means that you have one easy block to break that is very much designed to break. And everything tends to work wonderful. So, yeah, from this point we could just have like a staircase that goes... Or a ladder that goes up there or something. That branch sorted. So it's funny that there's a straight... All four of the ways you access this thing are slightly wonky. But I think there is something delightful about that. So this branch over here, for example, we could make even more wonky. We'll have it like poke out this way. And there'll be like a curve. Yeah, I think the curve is stupid, but also I really want to do the curve. So I'm gonna stick with this. And back this way. And then one more. And then inwards more. So tile the deep slate. Tile the deep slate. This is a very good idea. And it definitely doesn't look ridiculous and achieve nothing. And anyone who thinks those things is clearly wrong. Okay. So look at that. So now we could remove this more direct path, and it would at least look interesting, right? So finish in some of the gaps. Because clearly we've got to have a couple more blocks here. Yeah, there we go. Just a few more of these. One more over that. And that's a curve. And yeah, if we remove this now, it'll at least look like... It'll be a really indirect pathway, but it will be quite satisfying to look at. And we can go down there later, and we can pick up all of the blocks that are gone. You know, I think I'm going to do it. Oh, go. So careful. Okay. That was the closest I've been to death in a bit. Don't know where he came from. It's a very well-lit path. Like, you'd figure that would be impossible. But you'd figure incorrectly, apparently. Yeah, how did he get here? Oh, okay, so mobs come down. Oh, okay, so that's terrifying. That needs to be stopped. Okay, so let's... Okay, we can go quite a few blocks up. So let's just stop that. Yeah, we just have to... Okay, we have to be very careful about our height. Very, very careful. Okay, there's a lot of mobs coming this way. But we can make sure they... Okay, he's gone. He's gone forever. Gone for good. So, oh, there's so many mobs spawning up there. What is causing this? Seriously, okay, so... Why are there so many mobs up there, chat? Skeleton tried to do a trick shot on you. Skeleton using the water elevator lol. It's scary. It really is. Okay, so we're just going to find a block that we can place on the side of up here. And we're just going to do it. Real quick. We're just going to do it. We placed on the wrong block. Oh no, we do that. That's exactly not what we want to achieve. Yeah, I'm not sure what to do about that, honestly. It feels like... Okay, so if I just place a torch up there somewhere, will that solve my problem? There we go. Somehow that torch survived. And then, is that as good as we're doing? Yep, that's as good as we're doing. Let's hope no more mobs come falling down this. It's so risky. Yeah, I don't love it. It's not my preferred way to do this. But otherwise, the mobs can follow me all the way down this. Okay, so now we're going to remove this. Everything's wonderful. There are no issues in my life. Just gonna check regularly that way. In fact, I don't even have to go down and get the blocks. Okay, that one I might have to. But, yeah, we remove this, and now we've got a much more interesting looking pathway, right? Which we can later double stack quite easily. And indeed, I might just do that. Okay, yeah, we didn't lose most of the blocks. That is positive. And so just every one of these, we might as well have a block like that on there. Just to add something to it, right? And we'll later fill in the blanks of furnaces. It does feel very dangerous, do have to say. So we'll place a torch there. And I do also have to watch out for phantoms at some point. But for now, this is safe in theory as a pathway. I definitely am going to put some walls on, though, or something. We'll find a fun ingredient to make walls out of. Build an airlock system for the mobs dropping down. Yeah, that's a good idea. Fancy path and so much room for cooking. You know, I could make the whole bottom thing into an ocean. Actually, that's a fun idea. Making a giant ocean in my world. Also, did you see that? It suddenly got darker, right? Did it? Did I imagine it getting darker? It must have gotten darker. Okay, so now we're running across this. It's a very nice pathway. We have to torch up over here. A little dark, but that's okay. Make a few more torches. We got plenty of space. Oh, there's a skeleton. So that skeleton can ruin my life quite easily if I let him. But here's my secret. I'm not going to. We're just gonna keep on moving this way. And yeah, evaluating the pathway for the end is a really tricky one. That is my next big like move I've got to make. But you know, given the last time I went into the end on a survival series, I mean, I don't wanna spoil it for anyone, but it didn't go well. Is the basic is my basic understanding. So place 3 of these. Place a block. Could have used the torch. Should have used the torch at this level of light, especially. Place another torch back there. Oh god. Then we'll place place the torch there so I can place some furnaces off it. Furnace. Okay, chat, it's gonna come in down to the wire. But look at that. It perfectly connects. No issues whatsoever. I think you'll find. Yep, everything is perfect. I see no problems. And if we just pretend. Yep, that's great. Everything's wonderful. Perfect connection. I made some error in my calculations by 1 block. But the fact that I got it within 1 block and didn't have to place the water to do so, very, very nice. I would like to put something on the side now to stop me from going over the edge. But this is great. Today, I have done some massive work to this world and really made it a bit more homely, I think. I've got lots of steps to go. I've got a lot of Netherrack to use, so if you are watching this back later, leave me a comment and let me know what you think I should do with my piles of Netherrack. I will be back with Caveman shortly, and I hope you all enjoyed today's thing, because I'll see you in the next one, unless I don't, and there's a tragic house fire. Goodbye, or an assassin. Imagine I can't subscribe to my channel. That's why I desperately need you to do it, friends. Anyway, have a good one. Have a fun Tuesday evening. I've got to go put groceries away. It's 11:42. You know, honestly, how long can you leave frozen things on the floor before that damages your floor or the frozen things?